everybody. Welcome back. It is your boy GQ, and I'm joined by Boulevard.
Yeah, I'm here.
We're live from the bench. Boulevard's a little angry, and it has something to do with our beautiful team, the Eagles. We won, but I don't think he's too happy with the way we won, the way we performed. And, I mean, I don't say I disagree with him.
No,
Philadelphia's
that's
not
not
playing
it.
like...
A win is a win. What I'm mad about is everybody coming down on A.J. Brown for complaining on the sidelines. Like he ain't got that damn right. Like he ain't got a right. They had 6 targets on him. 6 targets. 6. What do you have, like 29 yards, something like that? Some measly ass amount of yards? Yes, 29 yards on 6 targets. Okay, he caught 4 passes. Yeah, he got every damn right to complain. The fuck? What kind of conversation is this? Y'all like, I hope he's not turning into T.O. Why? Because T.O. wanted the ball. Devontae Smith had all the big plays. A.J. Brown, longest catch was 12 yards. He had 4 catches. They both had 4 catches. Devontae had 131. A.J. Brown, like, what about me? What about Raven? The fuck? Goddard got 7 targets, show. Like, come on, y'all. Goddard had 22 yards on 6 catches. Why y'all acting like Brown out of pocket for complaining? Like, yo, we should be grateful to even have Bo on our team. But y'all like, I hope he don't turn into ETO. Like, we wasn't happy to have CO. What the hell? Don't do that. Like, don't act like you don't remember this shit. Whatever boy name was. It was just irked me. Like you trying to, like you don't even know what's in the conversation. You don't even know what the hell he's talking about, and you out there like, I hope he's not turning into CEO. I hope you go get a fucking education because you sound real fucking stupid. It's like, yo, what the fuck? I'm angry about that. I shouldn't be angry about minuscule little Muppets and their opinions. They don't matter. They bounce right off of me. But that just got under the skin. Like, what gives you the audacity? That man let's go look at this again, just so we can be sure. 4 catches, 29 yards. In what world would that be acceptable if he hadn't complained? We'd be complaining that he had a bad game.
So I say this. It would be acceptable if it was Quez Watkins. It's not acceptable for A.J. Brown to only get 6 targets. He should have been leading the game.
This is what I'm saying.
And I'm not upset with A.J. Brown for making a stink on the sideline. He has every right to be. He is your number one. He is your guy. He is the top guy on your team. He's your top receiver. So if he's saying, give me the ball, you need to find a way to give him the ball.
Exactly.
At the end of the day, I'm not sitting here. I'm not going to blame Jalen Hurts. I don't feel like it was Jalen Hurts' fault for not getting them there. I don't blame him.
Dallas Goedert, 7 targets, 6 receptions, 22 yards.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I don't blame anybody who was on the field for the people who didn't get targets. I don't blame the players on the field. I feel like that was a matter of the offensive play calling, which makes me want to get down to it. Can we talk about what's going on with these play calling struggles? Because I see that Brian Johnson, he was one of those highly touted guys to become an offensive coordinator, to become a head coach. How long are we going to accept mediocrity? If he doesn't get it together, how long are you willing to say, all right, Brian, I'm taking over? If you're Nick Sirianni, how long do you say, all right, Brian, I'm taking over play calling duties? How long do you wait before this becomes a problem for you?
To me, here's my thing. The next game will be the 3rd game. Preseason's preseason, but it's probably kind of a new system being implemented. This guy should have a better grip on who's who on the offense since he was there last year.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at the team, it does say you should probably run first. You should run first. You should stick with the run. But DeAndre Swift ain't got no business getting 28 carries.
No.
None.
Absolutely not.
Divvy that up a lot better.
Yes.
Swift ain't known for, playing all 17. Penny ain't known for playing all 17. Boston Scott. Let's just stop with Boston Scott. He had a good game. Can we just stop? Can we stop with Boston Scott and Gainwell for that matter? Stop acting like these dudes are anything. Please. I'm so tired of it. I'm just so tired of people just not having logical or well thought out or even opinions that come from watching. They just come from what they think they know. They come from Madden ratings. Like,
I was just going to say that.
Watch the games. Look at the players. See what they actually can do. And stop saying Boston Scott is a good running back. Stop saying Gainwell's anything above where he is now, a third back, third down back.
He's definitely a third back.
And
he's definitely that.
And there's plenty better options. There's better options in the league. So let's just take them down off of their pedestal. And let's just build around the ones that matter, which are Penny, Swift, and Hurts. That's our running back. That's our backfield. Anything else is uncivilized. Now, with that said, we got a big old wide receiver on one side and a small, quick wide receiver on the other side. This isn't hard. This isn't calculus. If you can run first, you can work with that. Obviously, running the ball, picking up 4 or 5 yards per, that makes a difference. But everybody seems to have gotten away from that because fantasy or whatever, I don't know. Me, I miss the days where, things actually happened in the trenches. There was actual contact. I miss physical football. But that is what it is, whatever. My point is, this offense shouldn't be this complicated to figure out. All of that rant just leads to this. That offense should not have been that complicated. Jalen Hurts shouldn't have been sacked 4 times. I mean, we do expect more out of Hurts at this point. The man barely cleared 210 total offense. That's unacceptable of Jalen Hurts. So him and the OC need to get together and figure out what the hell's going on. Because what we saw from that offense, it's not unacceptable because there were a lot of bright spots. But we need a lot more than that. But I'll get into the defense later, but I know I just took a lot of time to get there.
But so it takes me right back to the question, like, how long do you wait till you think that this is, like, do you make a change?
He gets one
in
more
the
game.
Play caller. One more game?
Short, yeah. We win.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Getting a little bit of leeway because they're still getting a win. But
so no. Because what I'm seeing is they aren't calling, the plays aren't being called, the plays that benefit or that lead to the plays that are called aren't being called to, like, certain players' strengths, because you're not seeing those routes by Dallas Goedert that are his strengths. That's the reason why he only had 22 yards. AJ Brown only having 29 yards. They only threw his route one time. The other time he caught the ball, his first catch was like he had to body his way to get that catch because that ball was just thrown. Like, he had a linebacker guarding him, but there's no reason for AJ Brown to have to, like, he should have more designed plays because he's AJ Brown. He's your wide receiver 1. And if you know that he is one of those players, like, you know that route, there was a route that I call it a deep 7 or a deep zig because it's more deeper down the field, but he's running that route.
Right.
And AJ Brown was catching that pass in the middle of the field and then taking off. I haven't seen that route not one time. Shane Steichen always do it. He's doing the same thing with Mike Pittman. He's finding that strength in Mike Pittman, who's also a big guy just like AJ Brown. You let him catch that ball and move. They're not doing the same thing. I don't know what Brian Johnson is trying to do, but I'm a firm believer, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Especially if this is your first offensive coordinator job. Don't come out here and try to do something special. Right. Work with what you got and build on that. I'm not saying the same. Yeah, there's no reason to change the machine if the machine is running. They came in there like, yes, you lost your offensive coordinator, but the playbook is still there. That wasn't Shane Steichen's playbook. Why are you changing the playbook just because the offensive coordinator's here? Shane Steichen didn't take the playbook and run and go away with it. This is what was working. Don't change it.
I mean, especially since we know it was working. Good
Yes.
Lord, was it working? It was very effective last season. And somehow we're not doing a lot of the things we were doing well last season. Kind of feel weird about the RPO at this point, even. We used to be great at that. What happened there? It's like he doesn't want to hand the ball off anymore, Hurts. He just wants to take it and run. But as you can see by his numbers, they were not very effective.
No, not at all.
I mean,
and
his
it's not that
touchdown came from being Hurts.
And yeah, so what I also noticed is not that Hurts is being spied. They're still not spying him. They're still not containing. They're not running QB contains. The problem is I don't know what's getting into Jalen Hurts' head. Something's in his head. Somebody's in his head telling him not to do what he was doing before. Because I feel like it's instinctive for you to do. Like, you're going to do what's instinctive. And I feel like instincts last year is what was successful for Jalen. Like, he was successful on the ground that last year because of his instincts and skills. He's not relying on that this year, and I wonder why that is. There's so many questions that I'm asking that gets to that, which also leads to you kind of disappeared on us, brother. It kind of leads to Jalen Hurts, all of that, and that the play calling struggles. I feel like that play calling struggles is leading to Jalen Hurts struggles where he's not putting that ball in the air. I'm also seeing at the same time you're seeing those targets decline. And you're seeing those targets decline. I haven't seen one play where they threw the ball deep to Quez Watkins. Like, where's that at? Right. This was Shane Steichen was not afraid to put that ball out there. I'm not seeing it. And this is one thing I say. How many times did they throw that ball deep that I've seen that ball went out there? And it was twice that it went. One time it was called back. One time it's called back, it was a completed pass. Second time, A.J. Brown was interfered with on a pass. That would have been a completed pass. The other time, Devontae Smith caught it. Got a big pickup. The problem is they're not going to the well that works. Right. They're not going to it because obviously A.J. Brown, nobody, and I say this, nobody is keeping up with A.J. Brown. A.J. Brown is the kind of guy that's just a weapon that is just unbeatable. Throw that man the ball. Throw him the ball. If that man caught...
He should be getting those old, Marcus Colston, it's that guy Michael Thomas numbers, like those crazy targets.
Yeah, put the ball in his hands. Like, that guy should get... A.J. Brown should have 15 targets. If he's not getting 15 targets, your offense is... if you're not getting him 15 targets, it should be 15 targets to AJ, 12 targets to Devontae, 10 targets to Dallas. That's the way the receiving number should be.
AJ got 10 targets, and Devontae got 10 targets. I mean, the offense still wasn't great last week. So.
No, it wasn't. It was horrible. It was as if the offense didn't even show up. That's how I see it. So,
and for most part, fingers should be pointing at the OC because that's the only thing that's changed since last season.
Yeah, and I say
Sanders was that much of a difference maker.
And that takes me to this. The fingers are pointed. I point the finger at the OC because the offense is not there. I don't see the offense. DeAndre Swift was the lone bright spot, and he did way too much. He had the ball in his hands way too much. Yeah. But I go over to the defensive side because I have to say, there's a lot of people who are like, Sean Desai probably wasn't the right pick for DC. A lot of people
wasn't.
They say he probably wasn't, but I have to give him his props because the defense is the reason we won these games. I cannot give credit to the offense because the defense is what kept us in the Patriots game. Oh my God, that's the only reason the Eagles did not lose that game because the defense had to step up.
Yeah. But with the talent they have, it shouldn't have to come down to these crutch moments. We should be dominating people because this looks like a dominant D-line with a solid secondary. I mean, the safeties are meh. The linebackers are meh. But for the most part, they have the shell of a solid team.
Well, that's just it. It's that the safeties are trash, so they're not
Yes.
helping those corners. So those
Josh
corners
Jobe
are.
is also trash.
Wait, who?
Josh Jobe.
Oh, Josh Jobe. Oh yeah, for sure, 100%. Like week one, they basically put JJ Smith Schuster where he belonged. And that's why I say in the Patriots game, the defense kept them right where they needed to be. That's the reason they won. It got a little too much because the Eagles just weren't doing anything late in the game with the ball. When they had the ball, they weren't doing anything with it. And that left the defense to have to keep them in the game. They kept the Patriots from taking the lead. But this past week, 100%, I feel like DeAndre Swift and the defense is what kept them. And the defense had no business. Like, and honestly, because of how beat up they were, they had their starting free safety and Reed Blankenship, who's, and then you're starting corner, James Bradbury, you're starting slot, Devontae Maddox, you're starting middle linebacker. There's just, we're looking at another beat up team, and it's just like, I have to give credit for Desai for making enough adjustments to try to play well on defense. They still got beat up because those guys are just unexperienced. Mario Goodrich, who? Josh Jobe, who?
Right.
I have a problem with the fact that I haven't seen Sidney Brown. I have not seen Sidney Brown.
I've heard of his name a lot in the preseason. I'm not seeing him a lot in the regular season.
Not seeing him at all. What about Keely Ringo? What about Eli Ricks? These guys were the ones that made plays. But they made plays in the preseason. Give them a shot. That's all you can do.
Ringo recovered a fumble this game.
But this is my thing. That's my thing. It's like, I remember when Jordan Mailata was basically developing. And I was saying, put Mailata in. Put him in. Put him in. Put him in. I kept saying it.
Right.
I just kept saying it. Everybody was like, no, he's still too raw. He's still too raw. Fuck that. Raw is going to be raw until you give him an opportunity to become what you can become.
Put, in the fire and let
put him
it
in
go.
there. They put Mailata in there. They let him test himself.
They can do. Oh, they can't.
Yeah, they put Mailata in there.
They don't belong. Just get him off the field.
100%. Get him out there. Because once Mailata got there, they put him at his position. He was like, all right, I am the blindside tackle now. Now he's out there playing that blindside tackle. He got beat. But he started figuring out what he had to do. Guess what? Mailata's probably one of the best damn tackles in the game right now. Have you seen his percentages? Like 95.6 or something like that?
So I'm guessing he wasn't guarding Danielle Hunter last night. Hunter got off with 3 sacks. So 3. If it wasn't Hunter, who was that? I'm guessing Juergens? Was it Juergens?
Actually, Dickerson was getting beat the fuck up all game. And Danielle did get passed a few times. One time, actually, Danielle was being blocked by Mailata, and then Dickerson, I don't know how he end up bumping Mailata, and Danielle just went right around Dickerson. And he didn't get he did get the sack because Jalen Hurts tried to move around, but I'm getting beyond myself. So when I say put him in, give him the opportunity, because what I saw from Keely Ringo in the preseason was that he stays with the player. It doesn't matter how great a receiver is, because you're going to get beat. You're going to get beat regardless. But it's all about the decision making. Josh Jobe showed me something last night when KJ Osborne scored. He chose not to make a decision. He waited in the middle of the field. KJ Osborne kept going. Josh Jobe said, ooh, what do I do? I'm in the middle of the field. It does too late. You can't sit there and think, what do I do? You need to make a decision immediately.
You're a professional.
You're coming out there, you're the starter. Now the lights are on you, and we just saw exactly what we needed to see. Mario Goodrich came in and tried to play the slot. You got beat. You got embarrassed. And as much as I like to say that Avonte Maddox is mediocre, him being mediocre was a long way from what Goodrich was. Anybody who's came in, you get Avonte
Rich
gets
ain't even
beat.
supposed to be on the field, but for special teams.
Avonte
He
gets
ain't got
beat
no business
sometimes.
out there. You know we screwed at Mario Goodrich on the field. He don't belong out there.
Oh, not at
He's
all.
a
He's a special
taller.
teamer.
He's a special teamer. He don't belong on the field during actual football.
And then
Failure
and now I'll give it up for Trey Edmonds. He did what he had to do as a tackler. He was making tackles in the open field. I like that in a safety. Justin
give it up
Evans,
for Josh Sweat while you're at it, because
yes,
QB hits.
absolutely. That defensive line came to play last night.
Yes, they did.
That defensive line was like,
They always do. Like, there's no debate. That's definitely the best line in football.
Yeah, they came out there and they were like, you can't have football without the Philadelphia Eagles D line. They was like, yeah. They came out there and they played the game. Sweat. They said Sweat almost got an interception last night.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that they just perform.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why is it that Philadelphia has such? It makes me. I wonder what is the problem. Why is it that Philadelphia fails at getting good safety play? It's like
because Brian Dawkins retired.
Well, Will never.
He retired a Bronco, didn't
he? Well, I think he came back for got that 1 day contract and retired with Philly.
I don't mean that
because it was Dawkins. We lost Dawkins. Ooh, we were hurting. Mm-hmm. Then we got Malcolm. Mm-hmm. You got Jenkins. I love Jenkins. He gave you like Dawkins gave you that 100%, that 100% beast, like rawr. And then Jenkins gave you 75% of that. Like, I'm gonna be more a low key this guy. I'm not Dawkins, because Dawkins will knock your head off and then pray for you after you did it.
Jenkins was more. I think of him more like just the team captain, like the leader.
Yeah, he was just the leader.
Was too, but that's just what I think of when I think of him.
Yeah, Jenkins was the leader. Was the leader of the team. Jenkins was the leader of the team. Dawkins was the king of the fucking room, the king of the building. Mm-hmm. Like, he walked in and you're like, that's Dawkins. I want what Dawkins is doing. I want that. What is Dawkins eating? I want that. Dawkins is the type that'll hit you. Bam! You feel it. Dawkins will feel it. And the guy, oh my God. Just watching the clips of Dawkins when he hits you, you know Dawkins is going to hit you. Wide receivers, it's so many times you see clips of receivers saying, I remember when I went to line up, and I always looked around to see where Dawkins was. And I will always try to see if we can get a hot route, if my route was coming anywhere where Dawkins was. But that didn't matter because Dawkins was always right there. He was always there. He was making contact. He was hitting something. He felt like he had to beat it. So,
I don't know. Maybe they're just bad at finding players that can react and make plays in the middle of the field. I don't know.
I can see that.
It's like they're terrible at linebacker and they're terrible at safety. That's the middle of the field right there. That just seems to be a glaring weakness that we've had for years. We've had a safety here and there. We've had a linebacker here and there. We also have Levon Kirkland. But we're not good at we haven't not necessarily been good at those positions for a long time.
And I think and I understand that sometimes you just don't have that talent when it comes to evaluating those positions.
Got him in free agency.
Yeah. So I think that's what Philadelphia needs to start doing. If you know you cannot evaluate well when it comes to drafting those positions, you gotta be generous in the free agency. Go out and grab something. Be aggressive. Yeah. Because what I saw was them bring in Justin Evans. Wow. Right. Not a good. Oh my gosh. I was not happy about that. Trey Edmonds, I was a little excited about that because I like Trey Edmonds. He's not a great cover safety, but he helps when it comes to running the ball. He's that hybrid guy that can come in there and stop the run. But teams aren't running the ball that much, so it's not really something like an essential need. But what you need, Budda Baker. Budda Baker actually expressed his interest coming to Philadelphia.
That would have been a good signing. That would have got Howie officially GM of the year.
Yeah, but I don't know if Philadelphia actually made a good enough offer. They're throwing their whole fucking team away over there in Arizona. Make an offer.
They
They're
are going to be
throwing
one of the
the
worst
team
teams ever.
away. They're trying to tank. If you go out there and be like, here goes a second round pick, they might take it. Give me Buda
At
Baker.
this point, yeah, I'd take it. If I was Arizona, I'd take every pick I could get my hands on. That's how the only way they're going to do anything. They got to go crazy in the draft. They're going to have to otherwise overpay for free agents, and there ain't nobody going to Arizona except Arizona type of people.
Also, what's that other guy who's like, is it Justin? Was it Simmons in Denver?
Isaiah Simmons, he's available.
No, the safety, the Justin Simmons in Denver.
I've heard the other guy too. So
Isaiah Simmons, I think he got traded recently.
I guess
they traded. Yeah, he got traded. He's out of Arizona, but it's just like, do what you got to do. Do what you got to do.
Oh, he's a giant.
To make plays. Oh my God, really? That's bad.
No,
I try to get him out of there.
Isaiah Simmons headed back to Arizona on September 17th. Okay. I don't know what the hell. Their article's weird. All right.
I don't know what that means. But
I'm not reading any of
that. Justin Simmons, the free safety in Denver, he's somebody I would go after because Denver's not going to be relevant.
I know I'm very disappointed. I put a lot of stock in Denver. Put a lot of stock in Kenny Pickett too. Neither one of them are making me look good.
You know who's making me look good? Calvin Ridley. That guy.
Did save the season for Ridley.
But I have to give that credit to Trevor Lawrence, though. Trevor Lawrence is like one of those guys that's just like, you don't want him to be good just because of the way he looks. Like, he looks like somebody I wouldn't like.
He reminds me of the main dude from Dazed and Confused. I don't know if you've ever seen it, but he looks like the main character from that.
No, I haven't seen it, but he just looks like somebody I wouldn't like. Like, if I ran into him and he was like, tried to be nice to me, I would be a dick to him for no reason. It's just like, you look like somebody I wouldn't like because you look like somebody that's low-key racist. So, and it's just like,
don't look racist. Trevor Lawrence just looks like he likes to be on this board, hitting the waves, man. Everybody's in everything, love for all, man. That's what I see with Trevor Lawrence.
Well, we'll see how the rest of the season goes. We'll decide keep it up. We'll decide keep it up.
I'm already ready to fire Desai anyway. I didn't want him there to begin with. That kid. This kid. Trevor Lawrence, 15.
I don't want to look at no damn Trevor Lawrence. Get that. Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
Actually Trevor Lawrence, yo.
I mean, he looks like I wouldn't like him. That kid looks like I wouldn't like him. So there you go. I don't like him. I don't like you, Trevor Lawrence.
Nobody and love everybody. That's me. That's my motto.
I hate everybody and hate everybody because 50% of kids are bad at football.
Indeed.
And what's the other one?
One in will die watching Live from the Bench.
So that means watch the show. I mean, what else you gonna do?
It could be you.
Sure, it could be me.
What's the point to you? I was pointing at. I don't know what the hell I was pointing at. I'm pointing at the screen. Bang bang.
Could be pointing at Trevor Lawrence. Or Baker Mayfield.
He's not on my screen. These people would never be on my screen. Don't look at people.
But Kirk Cousins, you asshole.
What Kirk Cousins do to you this week? Did you have any more topics? You want to give out any medals or stars, badges of honor for having good games?
I mean, obviously, you want to all right, so yeah. Boom. Jordan Davis. Great job. Absolutely. Great job, Jordan Davis. Unfortunately, you're injured. I don't know what's going on with that. We're going to be listening up. Jordan Davis is hurt, but I hope for the best. I haven't heard too much, so it might not be serious.
Looking like always hurt. It's already starting to feel like that.
So I haven't heard anything else, so it might not be serious. But he had a great game. He had a sack. I'm not sure if it was 2 or a sack and a half, but he definitely got in there.
He had a sack.
He put the guy.
2 quarterback hits.
Did you see him hit the guy? He hit the guy. He didn't even wrap his hands around him. His hands didn't even touch him. He was like this.
He
Boom.
don't have to. He's a monster.
He was like, ugh. Ugh. All chest.
Football probably easy to boy. Football probably easy to Jordan Davis. Like all you got to do is just move the person in front of him. It's probably easy.
Jalen Carter and
Jordan Davis. Big country ass Jordan Davis.
If the Eagles ran a 3-4, that scheme would just be insane because Fletcher Cox is just getting past people. Jalen Carter getting past people. Jordan Davis getting past people. How do you stop that?
I think they're scared of the line after last season. Like there's legit fear because they know they're gonna have a problem. Like they know they're the offensive line is going to come away hurting. They're not going to be able to keep up with the rotation and the depth of our D line.
Yeah, that pass rush is just insane.
Like you're going to have a bad day.
Yeah,
so if you wanted them
like
average ass O lineman, you're
mm-hmm.
better off just stepping the set and letting them through because you're going to do the same thing either way, except you might get injured.
And somebody who didn't get a sack, I don't know if he got a sack, but he did. I didn't see him get a sack. Hassan Reddick, he was in there all the time. He almost remember that play when the infamous the play that took Purdy out when Hassan Reddick hit Purdy's arm. Mm-hmm. That same thing almost happened to Mac Jones and it almost happened to Kirk Cousins. It's like Hassan Reddick is aiming for the arm every time.
You know what's crazy? I have him with no stats whatsoever.
He got nothing.
Got nothing.
He was in there all the time, the whole just about every play. He just he might not have hit and I made no contact.
How can you be that ineffective? Jesus. Oh well, we know he's good when he's actually effective.
I just want to say one more thing before we close out the show.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is kind of an extra show. This is kind of an extra episode for everybody. So, boom.
We'll be doing these after every Eagle game.
Yeah, well, of course. But I just want to put out that I said Dalvin Cook leaving Minnesota was a big mistake on Minnesota. They felt that Alexander Mattison was going to be that guy. I told everybody Madison
they were the
is
only ones
shit.
that thought so. Nobody else thought so.
There's a lot of people thought that Madison was going to be better than was going to be like the second coming, and I was like, no, he's not. He's not.
I hope their fantasy teams go 0 and whatever.
Because I was like, Madison is trash. He's slow.
Mm-hmm.
He's not shifty. He's not very effective in the passing game. He's just what he is a in between the numbers guy. He's a in between the hash guy. Mm-hmm. And to think that he's going to be the guy to replace Dalvin Cook is laughable. I would have took Tony Gerhardt.
He was okay as a backup, but he was just okay in relief when Cook was injured. He was okay.
Thank you.
Passable best. That game he had last night, I would not call that passable. 8 carries for 28 yards, not passable. That's failed. 3 receptions for 11 yards. Nah, you couldn't even hit 40 yards total. You're ineffective. That is ineffective. You had the ball 11 times. You couldn't get 4 yards per. No, thank you. We don't need that kind of nonsense.
Absolutely.
I do want to give a little bit of a shout out to, sadly, the Minnesota's offense because that passing game was lethal last night. Like Cousins, I used to call him like the paragon of average. I can't say that after last night because he was nice with it last night. 31 of 44 for 364 and 4 touchdowns.
Well, he always gets his numbers in primetime, especially.
Like Jefferson, Addison, the rookie, Hockenson. Like they all had good games last night. I mean, Jefferson 11 catches, 159 now. Somebody on that defense, that secondary, man. Like Eagles defense got work to do. Eagles got a lot of work ahead of them.
Well, here's the thing. They did a great job in the beginning shutting him down. But what the mistake was, they started taking Slay off of Jefferson. They started pulling him off of it, which was the mistake because you had nobody on the other side. So why make that mistake? Because Edison got open? No. You just stick to your guns, stick to what you was doing.
Yeah, I'd rather let the rookie beat me. I'd rather and can try to contain Jefferson.
Because up until then, Jefferson wasn't putting up those numbers. He was getting catches, but he wasn't putting up numbers. He wasn't beating anything deep. They moved Slay.
11 receptions on 13 targets for Jefferson.
So, shout out to the shout outs. I want you guys to keep looking out. We're going to be putting out some more content. So I want you guys to keep an eye out for it. Also, if you are not subscribed, please stop wasting your time because I know you love what you're getting here. Go subscribe, go like, go check us out on TikTok. Go check us out on Instagram, Facebook. Go get it. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, hit the bench. And Boulevard is weird. Bye, guys.